All right, everything we're looking at is what we're seeing. But there's a more broad reason for that. Is because everything is comprised of the same shape. Everything is comprised of that same dragon eye shape. It's the all-seeing eye. It's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. It is everything. It's in every written code. It is the code. It's the code and the program at the same time. It's a self-fulfilling cycle circuit. Everything is organic, and the whole Earth was one giant being at one time. It was one living creature that somehow got flattened and turned into like cross sections. So whatever other people are seeing is right, but that's why. So the one thing that was telling to me was this right here. Well, gee, wait a minute, filling the rest of the body. That's big. That's the whole Earth. Well, so you do origami and you start folding it together. Everything's a halfway point cross section. Look at, I mean, here's the eyes, but they all fold in back into the eye, back into. So we're on the macro scale now. So all this matter right here will eventually fold back in. This isn't damaged. This is supposed to be. It's a cross section. It's a flattened out, once three-dimensional being all the way down. So on a flat level, it's comprised of everything that life is. Anyway. So you fold this up. I mean, here's the other part. And it looks like a sea turtle, right? Here's the shell, and it holds the characteristics of a shell because it can be a shell. It can be anything. You can look at this, and it can be anything that your eye sees. That's right. Look. I see a badass dragon, sideway view right there, biting the back of this thing, biting into and this looks like damage, but if you get in close, it's actually just the eye shape, and it works out like that. That's what like carries the program of our brains. That's what makes us who we are. That's how we process what is broadcasted. Uh, and then you can look at this. You know, there's a fold point right here. This will meet up with this, and this is everywhere. This is everywhere. And you can see skeletons. You can see pieces of eye material. You can see veins. You can see muscles. You can see turtles, humanoids, serpents. Here's the out. When all this is done being folded, this would be this is the inside of like the last layer that would fold over the face of the world serpent, right? So on the underside of the world is is what this thing actually looked like. Unfortunately, it's impossible to see that because it's on the underside. But this is it. So this thing it folds into one giant dragon. What I think, but I think it could be anything because it's this fractal system. So I thought this was the other eye for it over here in America, and eventually it would just find a fold point. All that would fold over. All that would fold to that. Then that whole mass would fold over this. That whole mass would fold over that. Everything's an exact mirror image. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry. This meets up perfectly with that when flipped over onto it. I mean, even the archipelagos, meet up with the other half. Look at fold point is right here. This meets up with this. This works out 100% of the time, everywhere you look, no matter how zoomed in you are. Trust me, I I looked at my tile floor. It's the same shit. It's everywhere. So then I thought this was the bottom jaw, and it's teeth. It is teeth. It works out to be teeth because it's comprised of everything that life is made of. It's it's the whole that's comprised of small parts that were all whole. Okay. Let me start over. So it was one giant being, and then other beings possibly had a war on it, like this guy, and then they got crushed into it. So it's layer after layer of cross sections of everything that is necessary for life. So what happened? There's spots like this. Tyler, you found them. So this, I think, was an abomination because I see crabs. This is where you said your crab. I didn't know anything about whatever you were saying, but if you want to be a butthurt about it, I don't give a fuck, dude. You see me in person. But this is why you're seeing what you're seeing. Crab shell. But then you get in close, and it's all comprised of the eye shape. It's all the all-seeing eye. That's why you're seeing, oh, this is an eyeball, and then you're seeing, oh, this is a snake tooth, because the way that shape is, and the way it can be, you know, a flattened out. Okay, so it was a 3D being, and then it was flattened out, and what you're seeing is the whole thing, but flattened out. But you're still seeing every feature all pressed together, superimposed in onto itself. So all this folds together, and all this, like a fan, like origami. There's a fold point here, fold point here, here. It all contours, but it's irregular turns. That's why we missed it. That's why we missed everything, because everything is irregular. Crab. I see all kinds of crabs right here. That's all it is. You get in close, you see whatever you see. Whatever angle you put it at is basically what dictates what's there. There's a Titan head. But then it's connected. Check it out. Cyclops. I just found this just now. Fold point. Everything would meet up. The lips would meet up with the lips, the eye to the eye. Everything would fill in a void. Every protrusion fills in a void. Alright? Or, check it out. It looks like, I'm just looking at this right now. This is the first time I've looked at this. This looks like a lobster. Here's its claw. Here's its other claw. Shell. But zoom in, and it's all the all-seeing